Hello friends, welcome to Term Science. Today's topic is about maximum mass flow rate through the nozzle. Why we need to study this topic? That's a question mark. We need to know what will be the maximum mass flow rate for a given inlet conditions. Remember, for a given inlet conditions. Then only we can able to design a nozzle, because once we send more than what is required, then choking takes place inside the nozzle. As well as we are going to discuss what will be the maximum velocity that can be possible for a given inlet condition. This is just derivation like that. At the end of each expression, I will give good explanation. Also, we will discuss the dependent variable for mass flow rate and exit velocity. Before moving to maximum mass flow rate, first we will discuss what is meant by mass flow rate through the nozzle. We know that the flow in a nozzle is a steady flow, so that the mass flow rate at any cross section is constant. That is nothing but m dot is equal to rho 1 a1 c1 is equal to rho 2 a2 c2, which means the thermodynamic properties with respect to time are not changing. Which means the thermodynamic properties with respect to time are not changing. We are going to concentrate only the exit of the nozzle. So we take m dot is equal to a2 c2 divided by rho 2. Remember, density, we know that density is a inversely proportional to the specific volume, that is rho is equal to 1 divided by small v. From this, first we will find out what is exit velocity, then we will substitute here and find out what will be the maximum mass flow rate. To find out exit velocity, the function of nozzle is to expand the high enthalpy stream. So we talk about enthalpy. So from enthalpy definition, enthalpy is a sum of internal energy plus flow energy. Then change in enthalpy is a change in internal energy plus change in flow energy. This equation can be written as dH is equal to du pdv plus vdp. Let's take this is equation number 1. From first law of thermodynamics, find out what is du, that is change in internal energy. From first law of thermodynamics, we know that Q is equal to del U plus W. Then dQ is equal to du plus pdv. From this equation, du is equal to dq minus pdv, because we are taking this side. Let's take this is equation number 2. Now substitute equation number 2 in 1. This minus pdv and this plus pdv will get cancelled. This dq will be there. So final equation will be dH is equal to dq plus vdp. We know that in a nozzle the flow is isentropic. There is no heat transfer. So again this dq becomes 0. Flow is isentropic. dq is equal to 0. Then this equation can be written as dH is equal to vdp. What is my dH? Change in enthalpy. So that can be written as H2 minus H1 is equal to vdp. For our purpose, inlet enthalpy is maximum compared to the exit enthalpy. So this equation can be written as H1 minus H2 is equal to minus vdp. Let's take this equation number 3. Now find out exit velocity. That's our main motive here. We need to find out exit velocity. Then only we can substitute in mass flow rate equation. To find out exit velocity, we go for steady flow energy equation. We know that there is no heat and energy interaction, which means work interaction inside the nozzle. So heat and work are cancelled. There is no potential energy because the inlet and the outlet height with respect to ground are same. So steady flow energy equation can be written for nozzle C1 square divided by 2 plus H1 is equal to C2 square divided by 2 plus H2. Here in this equation, H1 minus H2 is equal to C2 square divided by 2 minus C1 square divided by 2. This 2 is common. Let's rewrite this equation. H1 minus H2 is equal to C2 square minus C1 square divided by 2. This is change in enthalpy. This is change in kinetic energy. So let's take this is equation number 4. Now from equation number 3 and 4, our dc square divided by 2 change in kinetic energy divided by 2 is equal to, instead of H1 minus H2 we can write minus vdp. Let's keep this equation. Now our inlet velocity is very minimum, compared to the exit velocity. So we neglect inlet velocity so that we get it only C2 square divided by 2. If we integrate, just integrate above equation from 1 to 2. The C1 got cancelled. So this becomes C2 square divided by 2, because this should be C2 square minus C1 square divided by 2. So C1 is minimum when neglecting C1. We have taken only C2, C2 square divided by 2 minus integral of 1 to 2 VdP. We know that the flow in the nozzle is isentropic, which follows equation PV power gamma is equal to constant. Normally gamma means we take 1.4. So here we are not going to take gamma. Instead of gamma, we are going to take n, but not polytropic expansion. It's only isentropic expansion. But even though we are writing PV power n is equal to constant, remember it's only isentropic expansion. Let's consider this is equation number 5. So flow is isentropic. We follow PV power n is equal to constant. Now find out this V from this PV power n is equal to constant. This way you're going to find out. So V is equal to C divided by P whole power 1 divided by n. Let's take this one, equation number 6. Substitute equation number 6 in 5. We'll get it C2 square divided by 2 is equal to minus integral of 1 to 2. Instead of this V, we are going to replace C divided by P whole power 1 divided by n into dP. Now this C is constant. Take outside. C2 square divided by 2 is equal to minus C whole power 1 divided by n. This is in the denominator, right? Take numerator. So instead of 1 by n, we will get minus 1 by n dP. Now, what is the C here? PV power n is equal to constant. Now substitute this PV power n is equal to constant here. Integrate this P. We will get it C2 square divided by 2 is equal to minus PV power n whole power 1 divided by n. Open the bracket. P2 whole power 1 minus 1 divided by n minus P1 power 1 divided by 1 minus n divided by 1 divided by 1 minus n. If you integrate P power 1 minus n. Now we know that this n will get cancelled. We will be having only V, and P power 1 divided by n we will be having. So C2 square divided by 2 is equal to minus P power 1 by n. This n will get this n will get cancelled. We have only V. Take LCM. P2 whole power n minus 1 divided by n minus P1 whole power n minus 1 divided by n divided by n minus 1 divided by n will be having. Now this equation can be written as C2 square divided by 2 is equal to, take this one here, minus n divided by n minus 1. This is constant, right? We can take P2 V2 or P1 V1, whatever we want. Here I have P2, so I am taking P2 V2. Here I have 1 by n minus 1 divided by n, plus 1 minus 1 will get cancelled, n will get cancelled. We will be having only P2 and V2. Similarly, same, take P1 V1, multiply this term, you will be getting P1 V1. Now here I have minus. To remove this minus, I rearrange this equation. I am taking this 2 here. So C2 square is equal to 2n divided by n minus 1. P1 V1 minus P2 V2. This minus we have taken inside. So C2 square is equal to root of 2n divided by n minus 1. P1 V1 minus P2 V2. Now let's consider this equation number 7. Substitute this C2 in mass flow rate equation. That is m dot is equal to rho 1 A1 C1 is equal to rho 2 A2 C2. And that equation we have taken m dot is equal to rho 2 C2 divided by V2. That is equation number 8. Now substitute equation number 7, that is last equation, equation number 8. We get m dot is equal to A2 divided by V2 root of this C2, right? 2n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 minus P2 V2. Now we know V2 for isentropic process, that is PV power n is equal to constant. So we can write this equation V2 divided by V1 is equal to P1 divided by P2 whole power 1 divided by n. So V2 is equal to V1 P1 divided by P2 whole power 1 divided by n. We can substitute here this equation. So we will take P1 V1 outside. So A2 we have substituted this equation here. V1 P1 divided by P2 whole power 1 divided by n. Root of 2n divided by n minus 1. I have taken P1 V1 outside. This equation becomes 1 minus P2 divided by P2 V2 divided by P1 V1. Now we have P2 P1. Instead of this V2 divided by V1, we can write again this equation. There's the only change here. The rest of all parameters are same. So P2 divided by P1 into P1 divided by P2 whole power 1 divided by n. This is P1, this is P2. The ratio is different. So rearrange this equation, take minus at the top. That's the only change in next equation. So P2 divided by P1 I have taken minus here, minus 1 divided by n. Now we know a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. So this becomes n minus 1. So that's the change in last equation. N minus 1 divided by n. Now take this v1 inside root, it becomes 1 divided by v square. So the only we are doing 1 divided by v square. This one, this v square will get cancelled. This becomes p1 divided by v1. Now take this p1 divided by p2 whole power 1 divided by into inside and multiply with 1 as well as p2 divided by p1. So once it comes inside, this becomes p2 divided by p1 whole power 2 because it's going root, right? 2 divided by n. So multiply a2 root of 2n divided by n minus 1 p1 v1 multiplying into 1 p2 divided by p1 whole power 2 divided by n because it's in a denominator, we bring to the numerator minus p2 divided by p1 2 divided by n into p2 divided by p1 whole power n minus 1 divided by n. Again we add this both, plus 2 minus 1 becomes n plus 1 divided by n. That's the only change in next equation. So m dot is equal to a2 2n divided by n minus 1 p1 v1 sorry p1 divided by v1 take bracket p2 divided by p1 whole power 2 divided by n minus p2 divided by p1 n plus 1 divided by n. Now you can see our mass flow rate is depends only on pressure ratio. If P2 divided by P1 is 0, there is no mass flow rate. This both will get cancelled, becomes 0. We are talking about only mass flow rate per unit area divided by A2. If P2 divided by P1 is equal to 1, then again there is no mass flow rate in the nozzle. Choking takes place inside the nozzle. So P2 divided by P1 should be greater than 0 as well as should be less than 1. So here the rest of all parameters are constant because it's a inlet conditions. Now to get maximum mass flow rate, differentiate this mass flow rate with respect to P2 divided by P1. This P2 divided by P1 we call critical pressure ratio in the nozzle. Let's consider this is equation number 9. Now we know equation number 9, that is mass flow rate. Now we are going to differentiate this mass flow rate with respect to P2 divided by P1. Then only we will get maximum mass flow rate for a required pressure ratio. So take the rest of all parameters are constant. D divided by d P2 divided by P1 take bracket P2 divided by P1 whole power 2 divided by n minus P2 divided by P1 whole power n plus 1 divided by n is equal to 0. Because mass flow rate depends only on pressure ratio, we are going to differentiate with respect to P2 divided by P1. This differentiate will get 2 divided by n P2 divided by P1 whole power 2 divided by n minus 1 minus P2 divided by P1 whole power n plus 1 divided by n. If you differentiate n plus 1 divided by n P2 divided by P1 n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. This equation we can written as 2 divided by P2 divided by P1 2 minus n divided by n minus n plus 1 divided by n P2 divided by P1 n plus 1 minus n divided by n is equal to 0. Now take this one to this side. Minus become plus 2 divided by n P2 divided by P1 whole power 2 minus n divided by n is equal to n plus 1 divided by n P2 divided by P1 whole power n plus 1 minus n divided by n. This minus this one will get cancelled. This n will get cancelled. So this equation can be written as 2 P2 divided by P1 whole power 2 minus n divided by n is equal to n plus 1 P2 divided by P1 whole power 1 divided by n. Rearrange this equation, you will get it 2 divided by n plus 1, bring this side, and this one bring this side. 2 divided by n plus 1 is equal to P2 divided by P1 whole power 1 divided by n divided by P2 divided by P1 power 2n minus 1 divided by n. So a power m divided by a power n is equal to a power m minus n, that is minus 2 plus n divided by n. So a power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. Add it, we will get it 1 minus 2 plus n. So it will become n minus 1 divided by n. So 2 divided by n plus 1 is equal to P2 divided by P1 n minus 1 divided by n. Then P2 divided by P1, that's we need, right? That is the critical pressure ratio we call, is equal to 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power n divided by n minus 1. So here you can check it up. This critical pressure ratio depends on only the condition of steam at the inlet. If the condition of steam at the inlet, let's take this equation number 10. If the condition of inlet is saturated steam, N is equal to 1.135. Substitute in this equation, we can get it P2 divided by P1 is equal to 0.58. So this is a maximum critical pressure ratio when you have saturated steam, where you get maximum mass flow rate. For superheated steam, N is equal to 1.3. Substitute P2 divided by P1 is equal to 0.546. So this will give maximum mass flow rate when you substitute in this equation. For wet steam, N is equal to 1.035 plus 0.1 x. Depends upon x, this N value will vary. Depends upon N value, P2 divided by P1 will vary for wet steam. Now, in order to get maximum mass flow rate, substitute this P2 divided by P1 in your mass flow rate equation. That is equation number 9 and equation number 10. Substitute equation number 10 on 9, we get it maximum mass flow rate. Remember, A2 root of 2n divided by n minus 1 P1 divided by V1. Instead of P2 divided by P1, substitute this equation. That is 2 divided by n plus 1, n by n minus 1 divided by 2 divided by n. This n will get cancelled. Similar substitute here. This n will get cancelled. The rest of other things are constant. This equation can be written as maximum mass flow rate is equal to A2 root of, this is same 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power 2 divided by n minus 1 minus 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. Now take this 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power 2 divided by n minus 1 outside. For simplification, we have taken outside. 1 minus 2 divided by n plus 1, this is power, right? Just add it. N plus 1 divided by n minus 1 minus 2 divided by n minus 1. So what we can do, this is n minus 1, this entire term will get cancelled. So now what we can do, we can write 1 minus 2 divided by n plus 1. Take LCM, this will be n plus 1 minus 2, n minus 1 divided by n plus 1, that will get next equation, n minus 1 divided by n plus 1. This n minus 1, this n minus 1 will get cancelled. This equation can be written as m max is equal to A2 root of 2n divided by n plus 1 P1 divided by V1, 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power 2 divided by n minus 1. Again we have 2 divided by n plus 1. Here we have 2 divided by n plus 1. Take n outside. Rearrange this equation. Now take 1 here. We have 2 divided by n minus 1. This equation can be written as 1 plus 2 divided by n minus 1. So take here n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. We can write this is as equation. So final mass flow rate equation, A2 root of n P1 divided by V1, 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power n plus 1 divided by n minus 1. So here the maximum mass flow rate per unit area depends only on inlet condition. So if you know the inlet conditions, you can find out what is the maximum mass flow rate per unit area for a given nozzle. According to that, we can design the nozzle. If mass flow rate is maximum, then what we have arrived, then there is a choking takes place inside the nozzle. Now we will find out maximum velocity. Already we found out C2, that is root of 2n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 minus P2 V2. From this we get it root of 2n divided by n minus 1. Take P1 V1 outside and simplify this equation. We get 1 minus P2 divided by P1 whole power n minus 1 divided by n. Already we have simplified this equation in last steps. Kindly go through it. Let's take this is equation number 11, and we know critical pressure ratio, that is 2 divided by n plus 1, n by n minus 1, that is equation number 10. Substitute 10 in 11, we get it. 10 in 11 means only here we are going to substitute. So 2 divided by n plus 1 whole power n minus 1, n divided by n minus 1 whole power n minus 1 divided by n. This n cancel, this n will get cancelled. So this equation can be written as 1 minus 2 divided by n plus 1. Take LCM. We did it, n plus 1 minus 2 n minus 1. So this one will get cancelled, minus 1 will be there. That minus 1 divided by n minus n plus 1. This minus 1 will get cancelled. Final equation will be C max is equal to root of 2n divided by n plus 1 P1 V1. So here also maximum velocity depends on only inlet condition of the nozzle. In next lecture we will discuss what is the effect of friction in the nozzle, how the friction takes place inside the nozzle with a Mollier chart. If you like this video, kindly share, subscribe If you have any doubt, kindly give in a comment box. I will give material or I will give solution for that. Thank you.